Thank you for taking time to practice yoga today. I look forward to guiding you through today's flow, so let's get started. We're going to start by standing nice and tall at the top of our mats with our feet together, bringing our left arm across our chest, holding it there with our right arm. At the same time, begin lifting your toes up off the ground and then tapping them back on the ground at your own pace. If possible, try to breathe through your nose only, breathing slowly and controlled. Slowly release your left arm and begin to do the same thing on the other side, still tapping your toes. Slowly release your arm and bring both arms just to your sides. Inhale, lift your shoulders up, exhale, drop them back. Again, inhale, lift your shoulders up, exhale, drop your shoulders back. And once more at your own pace. Standing tall with your feet together, place your hands on your hips and bring your right foot back, angling it slightly to the right. Then bend your right knee, keeping your left leg straight, pushing your hips back for a hamstring stretch on your left leg. Slowly stand up tall again, bring your right foot to your left, keeping your hands on your hips. Step your left foot back, angling it slightly to the left, bending at your left knee, pushing your hips back for a hamstring stretch on your right leg. Slowly stand tall, having your left leg meet your right, then standing with your feet wide around 3 to 4 feet, with your feet facing forward. Point your left foot all the way to the left, right foot slightly to the left. Bring your arms up to arm level, then being nice and tall, bending at the hips for triangle pose. Bring your left arm to your ankle, to the floor, or to a block. From here you can lift your left toes off the mat, and also you can bring your right arm over your head for a greater side body stretch. Slowly reverse your movement and begin to come out of triangle. Slightly move your back foot a little bit more behind you and slowly come into a warrior two. Lean forward and reverse your warrior. Bring your left elbow on your left thigh, right arm up overhead for forward warrior. Plant your left hand next to your left foot. Right arm reaches to the sky, looking up at your hand. If you'd like to increase the intensity of the stretch, you can bring your right arm over your left hip and then reach for it with your left hand. Slowly release, coming back to a warrior two. Stand on the toes of your back foot, having your foot face the left like your front foot. Bring both arms above your head into cactus and then slowly pulse your back knee to the floor up and down. Straighten your right leg, bring your hands to both sides of your foot if possible for another hamstring stretch. Bend your front knee and step your left foot to meet your right. Standing tall with your feet together, bend your left knee, reaching back for your foot with your left hand. From here, try to bring your foot closer to your back, Also, you can try to grab your foot with both hands to make it a bit more intense. And slowly release your foot. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Release your other foot. From here you can just shake both your feet out a little bit just to get them nice and loose. Stand about 3 to 4 feet wide, having your feet face forward. Point your right foot all the way to the right, your left foot slightly to the right, arms at arm level, bending at the hips for triangle pose. From here you can bring your right hand on your ankle, on the floor, or on a block if possible. And do the same thing you did on the other side. So if you lifted your toes, lift your right toes. And if you brought your arm over your head, bring your left arm over your head again for this side. Release your arm and slowly begin to stand tall again, and we're going to come into Warrior 2. So you may need to step your back foot a little bit more towards the back. Lean forward and reverse your warrior. Bring your right elbow on your right thighs, left arm over your head. Plant your right hand on the floor next to your right foot, reaching your left arm up to the sky. And again, if you want to make this stretch more intense, you can bring your left hand over your right hip, then try to reach for it with your right hand. Begin to slowly come out, bringing your right hand on the floor, pushing up back into Warrior 2. Step on the toes of your back foot, squaring your hips, have your hands up over your head or in cactus, pulsing your back knee to the floor, up and down. Keep a bend in that front knee and step your back foot forward to meet your other foot. And slowly just shake out the ankles a little. Stand at the top of your mat with your feet together and inhale your arms up above your head. And exhale them to the floor by your feet for a forward bend. Grab your shins and bend halfway, then touch the floor again, walking your hands out for high plank. Lower 2 inches above the ground, and then come into up dog, then come into down dog. From here, bend your right knee and try to bring your left heel more flat on the ground. And try to do the same thing on the other side. So bending your left knee, trying to bring your right foot flat on the ground. And keep going at this at your own pace. Reach for your left ankle with your right hand, holding it there if possible. Bring your arm back and then reach for your right ankle with your left hand. Bring your left hand back and reach your right leg up to the sky and swing it through to where your right hand is. Then drop your left knee and be nice and tall with your back. From here, straighten your right leg as much as possible and then bend forward, trying to place both hands on both sides of your right foot. Bend your right knee again, lean forward, then reach for your back foot with your left hand for a good quad stretch. Release your back leg. Bring both hands on both sides of your front foot. Step your front foot back to meet your back foot, coming back into down dog. Raise your left leg in the air this time and swing it through to where your left hand is, dropping your right knee. Be nice and tall with your back. Again, straightening your left leg and reaching forward with your hands on both sides of your left foot. Bend your front knee, lean forward, then reach back for your right foot with your right hand, trying to be nice and tall. Slowly release your back leg, place both hands on both sides of your front foot, bring them back to plank, then come onto your knees, crisscross your legs, and just come seated. Step your feet in front of you wide, having your hands behind your back. Drop both knees to the right, as close to the floor as possible, then bring them up and drop them to the left. Continue at this at your own pace, breathing with your movement. If this is too easy for you, you can bring both hands in front of you, following along with your movement. From here, bring the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly pose, interlacing your hands underneath your feet, having a nice and tall, straight back. Lift and lower your knees, trying to get them as close to the floor as you can. Release your hands and straighten your left leg, bring your right foot to your left thigh. With a nice and tall back, rotate towards your bent knee, taking your left shin or ankle with your left hand, bring your right arm overhead, and if this is too easy, you can grab your left toes with your left hand instead. Release both hands, coming back nice and tall. And now we're going to switch legs. So sticking your right out comfortably, bring your left foot to your right thigh, rotating towards your bent knee. Take your right shin, ankle, or toes with your right hand, bring your left arm overhead for a side body stretch. Slowly release both hands and come to a natural seated position again. Sitting on your sit bones, have both legs straight out in front of you together, nice and tall back. Bend forward for your shins, ankles, or your toes. Slowly release your hands from your feet, sitting nice and tall. Bring your legs crossed over each other, then coming forward for tabletop. In tabletop, we're going to do some cat-cows. So inhale, look up, arch your back. Then exhale, bring your chin to chest, arching your back in the opposite direction. Continue at this at your own pace, keeping your breath with your movement. Now have your big toes slightly touching, bringing your butt on your heels, maybe having your knees wide, reaching your arms forward with your forehead on the mat. For child's pose. Slowly begin to walk your hands back to your knees, lifting yourself up a little, tucking the toes of your feet. On your knees, be nice and tall. Reach back for the heels of your feet for camel pose. Slowly begin to find your way out of camel, nice and tall, big toes touching, sinking back for child's pose. Walk both hands back to your knees. Be nice and tall. Have both hands sticking out straight in front of you. Then lean back as far as you can. Find a spot that you can hold for an intense quad strengthener. Release your butt onto your heels, big toes touching, sinking back down for another child's pose. One last time, walk your hands back to your knees, crossing your legs over to sit back into just a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands in front of you for salutation, elbows sticking out. Thank you very much for practicing yoga today. I hope you got a lot out of this practice. Hari Om, Namaste.